Okay. All right. Thanks for coming today. We're in the home stretch, which is really exciting. No more homeworks, no more tests, just the final project. And this I hope you guys will actually enjoy. A lot of you are able to work on your own research data, which is fun because you get to actually, make research progress while you're working on your final project. Even if you're not working on your own data, many of you are working on projects that will contribute to getting you able to analyze your own data soon. So this should be hopefully the fun part of the course. There will be no new material. All we're going to do for the next 4 class periods is I will be here when Narula can be, he will be here. If I need to pull in members of my lab, we will be here and we will be available to help you. If you can't get a command to run, if you can't get a script to work, if you need help, that's what we're going to be here for. But that also means I expect kind of a high standard for the output of this project. If you come in and you're like, oh, I had a typo in this command and I couldn't get it to run and that meant I didn't do my whole project, I'm not going to find that acceptable because, I'm trying to provide you with the resources to get past hurdles. So please use this time. The students who show up and use this time wisely tend to do a lot better and make a lot further in their projects. Also, and I'll go through this with the project description, the students who run into problems and are not able to complete their project, if I have seen them in class and I have helped them work through problems and they still got stuck, I'm a lot more likely to be a generous grader because I know that they've put in the time, they've put in the effort. If I haven't seen you for a month and then you turn in something and you didn't get it done, you're like, did you really put in enough time? I don't know. So if you're here and I see you and I know you put in time, that's probably going to benefit your grade. Okay, the other thing I wanted to say is there was a problem with the study guide for test 2. I don't know how many of you got caught up in this. It sounds like I've only heard from 2 people. Right around test 1, I had started a test 2 study guide and then I forgot about it. I just left it. It was at the bottom of the homepage and it only covered 1 lesson. And at least 2 people studied from that instead of from the study guide that had all the lessons. So if that was you and you're feeling really upset about test 2, let me know. I'll have everything graded by Monday. And if I see a big disparity between previous grades and these grades, or if you just want to tell me, hey, I was looking at the wrong study guide, then we will figure something out. I prefer everyone to focus on their final projects for now, and I'm hoping it won't be that big a deal, but I do feel pretty bad about that. I wish somebody had told me there were 2 study guides on there. So if that was you, I think you should just let me know. Okay, final project grading. Okay, so this is the end of the semester. Work on project, work on project. I put no in-class meeting. I can actually be here. So if you let me know, in previous years, I have come on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving and 3 people have shown up and it was not, I didn't feel like a lot of people wanted to be here. If you actually want to come to this class meeting or if you want to meet that morning, just let me know and I will be here for you. But in general, in previous years, most people have blown the class off. So I figured we would just make it official. But I'm happy to meet if you need help. And then we'll come back the Monday after the holiday and we'll have another work on project and then we'll have our 3 project presentations and then we'll be done with the semester. So final project instructions. I have tried to make these incredibly detailed. They are linked off of the homepage at the very top, and these are the correct ones, I promise. If you ever wonder if you're looking the most up to date, it'll tell you when the page was last edited. So you can see this page was last edited 4 minutes ago. So this is the cutting edge. This is the most up-to-date instructions for the class. The project presentations will start in November, but I think it's better for you guys if you have a little bit more time to work on these projects. So everybody, all of the written material is not due to me until December 11th at 5 p.m., which is basically at the end of the exam period. So you are free to continue trying to run analyses and work on things right up until that point. Other than the presentation, of course, you need to show up and do your presentation in the time slot as assigned. There's a whole bunch of different ways to get points on this project. We'll go through each one. For the 1-page project proposal, if you emailed me and I emailed you back, you were good, you got all the points. The point of that was not for you to have I just wanted to know what everybody was doing and that you had a plan. So even if I asked questions or asked you to email me back more information, which I would appreciate, but you got the points. You got the points because you turned something in. For the final written report, this is 30 points. I'd like to see that you have made reasonable progress toward your stated goal. If the project is not complete, There should be a solid attempt with significant effort put forth to make progress and an explanation of the problem given in the document. Like sometimes you do run into some pretty insurmountable problems, and I get that. Maybe you find a way around, maybe you don't. And most of you, I hope, will complete your project plan. So because there's a lot of in-class resources, I expect you to put in some real effort here. The actual project report itself is really short. I just want 1 page, single-spaced. If you're feeling like very prolific and you want to go over that and you need more room to express all of the wonderful things you did, feel free. But 1 page, single-spaced is all I need. Figures can be added as extra pages. Proper scientific citations should be used. So if you want to get preliminary or background information, all of your bioinformatics software packages that you use should be properly cited. You should use scientific language, unlike, you know, like the homeworks or even for some people, the pre-proposals. I don't want to see like bullet points and phrases and casual email language. I want this to be like a real final project kind of scientific document. Proper grammar. If you need help with this, there's a student writing center. I think they do a nice job. Feel free to have other people in your lab help you. They should not help you necessarily like complete the project, but if you want to have someone look over your writing, that's fine. But I do think it's important to continue to work toward English grammar. 4 sections, even though it's only a page, I want 4 sections. I want a background, I want methods, I want results, and I want conclusions. Another 5 points I'll grade on if you're organized. Like, have you put things in order in the sections? Does it flow? Can I see the logic of your project? And so everything kind of is like, I think you did an excellent job of this. I think you did a good job of this. I think you did a poor job of this, or you get no points because you didn't even try to do it. Backgrounds, similarly, give me, what was the goal in this project? What was your rationale? If you're using data that isn't your own, it's perfectly okay to say, my rationale for this project was that I wanted to learn about this type of analysis. And this was a good fit because the system, blah, 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 and then describe the data you have. Let's see. So if the data is not yours, cite the source, describe the data, tell me what it is so I can judge whether or not, you know, the project is good. Methods, give me an experimental design. Your methods should be in order. They should have proper citations. They should be comprehensive. The experimental design is appropriate and well-designed to the goals of the project. If you're using someone else's data and you think their experimental design had some problems, feel free to point that out. I'm not going to hold you accountable if it's not something you generated, of course. Results, clear and thorough interpretation of the results, presenting not just the raw data, but some interpretation. So like, this is really interesting because it shows this. Or this was unexpected because, you know, this was not my hypothesis, or, you know, whatever. Take it to the, you know, actually look at your data and tell me what it means. And conclusions should tie together your initial goals and your results. So, you know, maybe your goal was to identify differentially expressed genes, and your results were able to actually accomplish that goal, and it illuminated to you that these are the pathways that you would want to move forward in the future. So you're kind of telling a story, and this is like how you wrap it all up. So do that. Again, most of these sections, because you only have a page, will only be a handful of sentences, but make them clear, concise, give me all the information I need. The second big chunk of points in this is your code and your methodology, which is essentially like a lab notebook. I want you, so we discussed a lot about reproducibility in class. I'd like for all these projects to be reproducible. So your lab notebook should include, it should demonstrate to me that you made reasonable progress towards your goal. It should be organized. It should be, I mean, I think the gold standard here is that I could take it, or someone in your lab could take it and recreate your analysis from beginning to end, and get the same results that you got. So it's all steps, a general description of where the analysis took place. So just tell me like, oh, I did this on the ACF, or oh, I did this on a cluster at Oak Ridge, or oh, I did this on my lab's computer. These are all the command lines used to execute the software. You don't have to get as detailed as like cd into this directory and ls, and this is my directory structure. But if you ran star, give me the star command that you ran. Show me the parameters, tell me the version of star, put all the things in there that you would put in the methods of your paper. If you write scripts, give me the source code. And even if you have like, you know, I did module load, SAM tools or whatever, but you need to also put the version of the software that that loaded. That is something that's required in most scientific publications. You should get used to noting it down. And again, this is just a pretty straightforward rubric where if I think all those things are in place, you'll get an excellent, you'll get your 30 points. And if there are gaps, the more gaps I think there are, the fewer points you get. Any questions about the report and the methods? These aren't necessarily going to be like hugely long. It sounds like really detailed and overwhelming, but I just want you to be like thorough and concise. It doesn't have to be really long, but show me what you did so that I can feel confident. I'm like, yeah, they really worked hard on this. They deserve an A. That's what you want me to walk away thinking. Any questions? For the oral presentation, again, you might be presenting in November when it's not due until December 11th. That's fine. Just give a presentation based on this is the project that I selected. This is what I plan to do. This is what I've accomplished so far. Maybe this is what I'm stuck on. I found that students in class really like to discuss all the things they get stuck on, and that's like the most interesting part of the presentation, so feel free to throw that in there. You should aim for 10 minutes to present and 2 minutes for like 1 to 2 questions. And this is the most fun part of the class, I think, because everyone in this class is doing such interesting, different things. It's really interesting to hear what everybody does. I think we have 9 different departments represented in the class. So like it spans a lot of different topics and different types of genomics data. It's usually really exciting. So give a clear logical explanation of your project. You want to make reasonably good eye contact with the audience. Use slides as your visuals, but try not to read from them. Your slides should not contain grammatical errors. You want to try to be poised, have a clear voice, answer questions, you know, as fully as you can, and demonstrate the knowledge of the subject that you've acquired. And, you know, don't go way over or way under on time. I'll be timing you because since they're so tight, we have to get so many done every day. I'll be like getting you off. If you're going over 12 minutes, I'll be like, all right, wrap it up, get out of here. We gotta move on. And then the last 20 points is this whole peer grading process that I think is really good. So 10 of the points you will get from your peers. They will grade you, I will average it, and that will be your grade for that 10 points. 10 of the points will be your participation in grading other people. So for each day that you show up to the presentations, you'll get a little Google form to fill out, and you'll give each person who goes one by one a score between 1 and 10. You can use the rubric I provided, or you can make up your own. And I want you to give at least 1 constructive comment. And good job, or nice job, or awesome dude. Like these are not constructive comments. I get those every year. Those are not helpful to anyone. So I gave some examples, like, I was confused about the results. Maybe you could explain that better next time. Or I thought your slides were really hard to read. Maybe you can make the text bigger. Like, it doesn't always have to be some insightful, biological interpretation of their data, but something that they can do better to improve their presentation. And then I will email all of those back to each of you. So you will get comments from all of your peers who attend. They'll be anonymized. I will not put names on them. So don't feel like anyone's gonna come yell at you in the hallway. But I think it's good. It's good to start getting feedback. You should consider videoing yourself too if you give presentations. I'm not gonna make you guys do that, but trust me, it will improve your presentations quickly. Because every time you have to watch yourself in video, it's very cringy, and you get better fast. Yeah, so that's how you get, if you come to all 3 days of presentations, you'll get your full 10 points, assuming you actually, you have to fill out the form. If you come to 2 days of presentations, you'll get 7 points. If you come to 1 day of presentations, hopefully you'll come to at least 1 because you'll be presenting, you get 4 points. And if you come to no days of presentations, you get no points. And so I started filling out the slots as you guys drew time slots. I don't mind if you trade amongst yourselves. Just let me know so I can update the webpage. But, you know, people have conflicts around this time of year. I understand that. And some people prefer to go earlier and some people prefer to go later. So if you can find someone to trade with, that's fine with me. Yeah, the rubrics are really detailed. Feel free to go through them. When I grade, I'll try to give you like a pretty concrete reason why I put you at a certain place in the rubric so that you feel confident that, you know, it's not subjective. I want this to be as objective as possible. So do you guys have any questions? Yeah.
So I just was noticing that one of the like example comments was your voice is very soft. Consider asking for a mic. That an option?
Yeah, so I think if you want to play with this at some point, I think this is a mic system up here. I've never used it because I'm kind of loud, but if you want to play with it, feel free to do that. If you know you're going to be soft and you feel like that's a comment that you're going to get and you don't want to get it, then yeah. I'll let you guys bring your laptops in and just plug in, and hopefully that'll go relatively smoothly. Yeah, that's a good question. But if you, and since we have 4 days in this classroom with no material, you're welcome to come in and plug in your laptop and make sure it works. And if it doesn't, I can load it up on my laptop with the thumb driver. You can email it to me. You can use my laptop. That's fine.
There's an adapter.
Yes, I can bring in, there's an HDMI up here. There's a, whatever this one is, and I have all the Mac adapters. VGA, I think that is. HDMI VGA, and I have the Thunderbolt adapter. So well, I'll bring that. Sound good? Okay, let's work on projects.